Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to start a new season on Stardeus. I'm going to be playing the Hyperspace Major update. It's version 0.12 and it comes out January 23rd, 2025. That should be today if you're watching this video the day that it posts. And the first 3 episodes of this Let's Play are being sponsored by Paradox Arc. They're the publishers of Stardeus, so my appreciation goes out to them for that. And we're going to go longer than 3 episodes, but let's jump in. We'll go, before we jump in. So here's what's going on with the major update, the hyperspace update. There's a bunch of new mechanics around space travel, and space travel is now done through hyperspace jumps. So we've also got multi-queue crafting devices, nanobots performing simple tasks, ship sharing on the Steam Workshop. This is actually pretty cool, and I think there's a bunch of ships already up on the Steam Workshop. Auto repair, some new content, and then many balance and quality of life and gameplay changes. I should mention too, the game, there's a lot going on in Stardeus. It's an awesome game and it's got a lot of depth. But they do have several tutorials, 11 tutorials here. They're fairly quick to work your way through. I did these just recently, as you can see on the little completion dates here. But one I would recommend is the space travel. That's what's a lot of new stuff here. In version 0.12 related to space travel, so highly recommend that tutorial and all the others actually. Let's jump in though to a new game. I'm going to do the main scenario here, which is rebuilding a wrecked ship and trying to migrate our colony to a suitable planet. So we'll do start game, and now we need to randomize some stuff. I'm going to use Glidercat for my seed on the universe. And instead of randomizing the start, let's look for a start that's got lower difficulty. You can see these are all regions within our universe that we're playing on. And within these regions are multiple sectors. But let's pick a region that's easy. That one looks easy there. Michelangelo, difficulty 1. That one's not bad either. But let's start easy, and then as we migrate, we're going to be able to travel in the game. As we migrate to other regions, we can take on more difficulty, but let's take an easy start. So I'll continue here with that. And now we've got some more settings here for our game. The story generator here in the top left, let's do balanced. That's the one that's recommended. Difficulty, we'll do balanced. Commitment, I'm going to do save and load anytime. I'm not a permadeath kind of person. And then, let's see, we've got another seed here. I'm going to use Glidercat. And that's the ship, a rough approximation here of the ship that we're going to start out with. And it's not going to be intact. It's going to be broken up into pieces and we'll have to restore it as we go. As far as our starting crew, we've got a robot, a drone, 2 carrier drones, humans, a couple humans and a dog. That all looks fine. There's modifiers here. There's some settings here for modifiers. I'm going to hop in here for a second. Basic tech. Yeah, basic tech is unlocked. That's kind of get us started. That's fine. I'm going to keep defaults for all this stuff. We'll leave everything enabled. I'll leave the defaults for this stuff. I think this is a default. I may have changed this in the past, the map size, but I'll keep it where it is now. There's one thing I do want to change, and it's the ship size. It says adjust the relative size of the generated ship. Small size may take more attempts to generate. Starting in a small ship will be more difficult than a large one. I'm going to make my life maybe a little easier and set that to 2 times the normal size for the starting ship. It's not going to be a huge change, I don't think. And then everything else I'm going to leave. These are our starting crew. 2 carriers, a drone, 1 pet, and 1 robot. 2 people. These are not going to survive for long, most likely, with my gameplay. But eventually we'll have humans that survive. So I'll apply those changes. And this is our ship name. Let's make this Star Glider 4, since this is season 4. And embark. As Earth has perished, survivors are roaming the universe in search of a new home. You are hibernating in Star Glider 4, an Ark vessel equipped with advanced AI that will wake the colonists after a base has been established on a habitable planet. We get some messages here. Uploading neural network to the host. Disabling I/O to reduce the initial shock. 3, 2, 1. As a greeting, colonists, I'm Ship OS, an artificial intelligence that controls the ship. There was a catastrophic failure that triggered an upload of human consciousness. You were selected as the most compatible surviving subject. Sorry for the inconvenience. So basically, our human brain was uploaded into the AI here. This is the ship computer that hosts our neural network. Try to preserve this device at all costs unless it violates Asimov's first law. And there's Asimov's first law. Looks like someone managed to survive. We should try to keep an eye on these colonists. Fixing and relocating some facilities over to this area could keep them alive longer. This is where our humans are starting out. They gave us one room on the ship that's kind of got living conditions in place for humans and pets. Because there are 223 more survivors hibernating in the stasis array. We actually have 3 stasis arrays. There's one down below here too. But life support systems will become unstable unless we reestablish power. You can see all these devices here that have no power warnings flashing. We'll have to get that figured out. Malfunctioning pods will trigger premature wake-up events. To minimize casualties, we must rebuild the ecosystem in that area. So this area is not livable, I don't think. There's dead people all over the place here too that we're going to have to clean up and deal with. We have to make this area livable too. Well, that's going to be on our priority list early on. It says we can use this shuttle for mining expeditions. It will allow us to establish a resource processing pipeline and produce essential materials for rebuilding our ship. Looks like it's taken some damage, but we can get that fixed up. That'll allow us to mine resources. All right, there seems to be more wreckage nearby. We should be able to approach it once we have restored some space travel capabilities. So we'll see about that. We must focus on restoring the ship's flight capabilities and securing more resources. The ship doesn't need to be fully rebuilt to fly as long as it's in one piece. Keep the ship small for as long as possible to avoid material shortages. We'll see. We got a lot of materials to start out with in the ship, but you can see it's in multiple pieces. Okay, the crash course is now complete. Thank you for your patience. For further learning, I highly recommend exploring the operations manual in the Codex overlay. I'll show you where that is here in a second. I will occasionally provide suggestions when certain actions are advisable. Keep an eye on the events list. Granting full permissions. Good luck. Good luck indeed. All right, let's take a look at our ship. It's kind of a broken mess here. So what do we need to do? There's several things we need to do starting out. One, we want to get our ship all in one piece. So that's one priority. The second priority is making sure we can keep our little humans here and our pet alive. Philip, Kenny, they're doing some cleaning. And improve their living conditions here in their little room. So that's a huge priority. And then another priority is getting power over to these stasis arrays, because people are going to start popping out of here, melting, thawing out here, and this is no place to live. In fact, it's open to space here. You can see there's no walls holding this room together. So anybody that pops out of here is pretty quickly going to die. So we want to get power here to slow down these guys coming out of stasis. And then we need to get some climate control going on this room. And then if we want people from the stasis arrays to actually be able to make it over to this living area where our humans and our little pet is, we got to make some kind of corridor that has oxygen and heat that they can actually make their way across. So let's get started on some of that first, building a kind of a corridor. And let's do it, let's see here. Let's do it from here. I'm going to grab a floor tile by doing Control click, and I'm going to do build a copy. That's just so I can get that type of floor. And let's build a big old channel here. Or what's going to be a corridor to try and get onto the ship over here. So that'll get our workers doing that. There's a bunch of debris kind of floating around the ship. And our little bots here will harvest some of that debris before we get up and leave this area or fly away. We're going to want to make sure all sections of the ship are connected and that we pick up all this debris that's kind of floating around. I don't think it comes with us. So we'll get to that too. So while they're working on that, let's see what we can do down here. All these little kind of signal strength warnings here. This is letting us know that all of these devices that require electricity are not actually hooked up to our ship computer. We need to do that. Ship computer's up here. So let's start establishing a power connection back to the ship computer. You do it just by clicking, holding, and dragging. And we'll build a connector there. And then I don't think I can do that same trick for something that's not built yet. Oh, maybe I can. Let's get another connector here. And I'm going to do another connector inside this room somewhere. Because we're going to need all of this. And let's get electricity wired this way too. Our bots will come by and build these connectors. And I'm going to pull more power this way. Maybe another one down here. And then we'll get these machines hooked up. In fact, there's a floor outlet right there. We're going to move that floor outlet. That's kind of in a bad spot. Let's move it. If I click it and hit relocate, then I can get our boss to move this. Where makes sense? This kind of is nice. There's a bunch of room over here. Maybe this is the place for it. Let's get that moved over there. Let's see, what do we have in our living quarters? We've got a mini planter here that's got some wheat growing. We'll get to that later. I've got a sleeping pod, it looks like. Oxygen generator, a big heater, a matter reactor. This guy is generating power for us, and it's burning, you can see if I mouse over, it's burning steel plates to produce electricity. And apparently not enough, because we just had a we just had a blackout. I'm going to go double speed up here in the top right so our bots get to building faster. We just lost power. And I'm not sure what consumed more power. Oh, it could be when we moved this floor socket, some stuff got disconnected. So let's get everything reconnected. It looks like, yeah, this power pole is built. Let's see if we can connect this to our electricity generator. And then connect this back to the heater. Nope, not going to let me do it yet. Can't do it until we are connected to the ship computer. So let's, at the bottom of the toolbar, and we can adjust this hotbar any way we want. Add things, remove things, make it wider, make it narrower. But they've already put increase priority button on here. Let's do that and increase the priority of building these power poles. And then our little robot buddy should hop to it. Like that one's getting built. Let's see if it's already connected. It's not, so let's connect that to the main computer. I might be able to reach all the way across here. Now that one's hooked up to the main computer. Now let's hook up the heat and our power and our oxygen. And then let's get another connector built over here, and I'm going to make that a high priority too. What happened? The power went out because I moved this floor connector, and that was actually managing a little power network that was kind of working fairly effectively. Our sleeping pod, or no, the lights need power down here. In order for our biological beings to be happy, they do want light in the areas that they're living. This guy hooked up yet? Yep. Let's get this guy hooked up to the floor connector. And then we can connect up a couple of these lights. We got a lot of things to reorganize. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Connect these lights. Yeah, we can move these floor, or we'll move the lights around so it looks a little better. But right now, we just want to keep our people alive here. Okay, it looks like our bots are making good progress on this corridor. Let's start sealing this place up. We need to get power over here as well. How do we want to do this? I feel like it should be wider than one. So if I put a wall here on the other side, we're just going to have one little row for people to walk. I need more space than that. I'm going to control click here and make this wider. Build a copy. And this is where we'll actually put our wall. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Get those guys working on that. And then power, we're going to have to route in here. How are we going to do that? Let's go here. Build a connector there. And then inside this corridor, we're going to need power. Pop one there. Pop one over here, and then we got to get power up to these stasis arrays. These power connectors only have 8 connections, I think, but we're going to be able to upgrade them. Yeah, they're not going to let me connect that till these are built. I am going to make these power connections a high priority. They're actually more important than even getting the walls up. Because we want to get power to those stasis arrays. This looks like it's ready for wall. And there's some stuff we need to repair too. That looks like it needs to be repaired. Let's grab the wall structure. These are the exterior walls. Interior walls take half the resources, but they don't insulate as well. You have at least one disconnected stasis array. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. They're just letting us know that our stasis arrays aren't connected to power, and that makes them less stable. And the less stable they are, the more likely people are going to come popping out. And we're not ready for people to pop out of there just yet. There's stuff to repair here. Let's get... This stuff is going to stick around. I think this big chunk of the ship I'm going to get rid of. I'm not going to repair it. Wall. Got room for wall. Connector has to be connected to the ship. Computer fares fine. Looks like our connectors. That one's connected. This guy's connected. Let's get these guys connected up. So now we're at least getting power into this room. In fact, I can power that stasis array. I need to get more power into this room though. Quite a bit more. We'll go up there and we'll go here. I'm going to prioritize those high as well so they get built soon. And then I got room to, got to do some repair here obviously. Let's repair this. This is all going to stay. This glass in the floor, I'm probably going to harvest that out, but we'll do that later. It's kind of low priority. I'll repair everything I can in this room, even though we're probably going to change the config quite a bit. We have some solar panels here too. They are not hooked up. We'll get those moved and online soon. But let's get them repaired. This I'm going to probably get rid of too, this whole chunk. All right, how's our power? We're getting power in here. Let's make sure these are connected. That one is already, it looks like. Get that guy hooked up. That stasis array powered, and that stasis array powered. So that is mission achieved as far as powering the stasis arrays. Now we got to make this area livable. So I got to close off these gaps. Let's grab a door and put it here. Boom. And then a bunch of walls. We need a wall there. We need walls here next to the door. And then we need to build ourselves a corridor. Wall this up. We're still waiting on some construction tasks. I can get this stuff put down, at least a little bit of it. And then I guess when they thaw out of stasis, we will have them come through here, walk through this corridor. Hopefully we can make this livable and then hop into this room, maybe right here. So let's put a door down there. Then we'll need some kind of wall across here. Maybe with a door too. Let's get a wall going. We can always change some of this later. So that'll be a door. This is going to be sealed off. Might need another wall here. And then, whoops, we got room to build more wall here. Let's at least get the orders down. And then here, there's a bunch of doors and things we need to power up to close them. So let's get power on that door. That should close it. This is what? That's an airlock. It does need power. Let's give that one power too. What else we got? That's slated to be repaired. That's slated to be repaired. We got a bed we can go move. Is that? Yeah, we'll move that to where our people are, our main room. There's another door that needs to be sealed. Let's close that one with some power. This looks all, that wall looks intact. This whole area is self-enclosed. There's no way to even get to it unless you come in from the outside. So I'm not going to worry about this part on the right. Through here, got a piece that needs to be repaired. Looks like I'm hurting on power still. Yeah, let's finish looking at this real quick. And then we need to shore up our power situation. Get that repaired, that repaired. That door is powered. I'm gonna repair these two, but like I said, this is mostly gonna go away. All right, let's see if we can solve our power situation. Put a little bit more wall down before we leave here. So I think we're a little thin on power. We got one matter reactor here. Let's get another one built. And where do we want to put that? Doesn't need to be in the living area, really. Does it produce heat? Over here on the left, it'll usually say if it produces heat. I don't think this does. Okay, you're currently capable of producing 20 kilowatts. Peak consumption has exceeded 80%. Therefore, to avoid an electricity deficit, we have to build more devices that can produce electricity. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm working on it right now. So I'm going to click this guy and do build a copy. Q is the shortcut for that. And I just want to put this anywhere. I kind of want to put it out of the way because I'm not sure how we're going to organize things yet. I'm going to put it way up here. And our bots can kind of feed this. Let's make that a high priority item. While I see this broken floor area, we can repair some of that and repair our little expedition ship there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Once this thing's built, we'll have to configure it. Look at this. Oxygen's leaving our little living area. That's not good. Yeah, this area looks to be intact. There's some overlays in the top left. Let's take a look for oxygen. Oxygen level is 14.9 over here. That's a little thin, but it's livable for sure. And it usually tops out right around 20 or 21%. So oxygen looks great. How about the temperature? It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly. We're going to have to put some heaters in here. Minus 138 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh man, are they still alive? Are my people still alive? Let's look at colonists. There's you can pick the different beings up here, kind of top right. 2 colonists are alive. I think we might have lost one. And then they're sending us some messages down here in the bottom right too. They don't have a toilet, so we'll have to get to that. But let's get them warm first. And we can do that. Is it atmosphere? Yeah, let's put a mini heater in here somewhere. And make that a high priority. And then we probably need one down this way too. Yeah, temperatures, it's not as bad down here. But let's get them a heater going down this way also. We'll put it right next to the power. Bump up the priority on that. Next thing. So we know we need a toilet. Because they're not happy about not having one. We're going to do that. But my little bots running around here, they need a place to charge up. This guy is almost out of charge. Let's do it. Oh man. Actually, let's get this thing configured first. Our little power matter reactor. This one is already set to do burn iron or steel plates. So I'm just going to use this copy config button here on my hotbar at the bottom of the screen. Boom. And I think I can just hit this one. Oops. Let's see. I got to do it. This, and then this. And now this guy does need to be hooked up. No, it still didn't take the configuration. Let's see if oh, it will not take the configuration unless it's hooked up to the ship's computer through our power network. So let's try one more time. This tool allows you to copy paste settings between compatible devices. Click on one to copy its configuration, then either select another or drag over an area. So pick the tool, click on one, and click on another. I'm doing it wrong. In the interest of time, I'm just going to set this thing to steel plates. Because we need that power. So now our bots will bring power over here. Or bring steel plates over here. That'll get burned for power. And this thing's occasionally going to eject some carbon. But we'll deal with it. I got people sleeping on the floor. And they need a bathroom. And what was the other thing they needed desperately? I'm going to slow down time. Oh, what was the other thing they needed over here? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, charging stations for our bots. Let's do that first. That's going to be... Let's see... Repair station. We definitely want that. That's for our bots. And we are going to encounter battles. And then we want a charging station, which is under electricity tab. I'm going to put that right there. And then this room, I'm going to push it out a tiny bit. So I'm going to build the wall first right there. I got another door that's open. I didn't... Oh, that's a new one. I just installed that door. There it goes. So you got to be careful about that, because all your atmosphere, heat, and oxygen goes out the window, so to speak. Looks like there's something here we can make use of, a crafting station. Let's get that moved. Relocate that into the living area. In fact, let's do it down here. Not right there. And then once that's moved, we'll get it repaired. And then we saw a bed somewhere, right? Oh, I'm noticing I've got a heater here that's not hooked up. Let's get that hooked up. Yeah, there was a bed somewhere, right? Wasn't it in this other area? Let's grab that. Thought it was in here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, let's get that moved. Into this place. I guess I can put it up here somewhere. And then let's work on the corridor. We still got work to do to close this thing off. Let's start prioritizing that. So I'm going to prioritize that build task. Looks like he's already on that one. So we got walls, sealing things off. That all looks good. This door isn't as critical to be powered, but we'll do it. Oh, what's the matter? Oh, okay, we got somebody that just awakened out of stasis. We get to pick from these three people. I like people that can do mining. We got a dog. We got Raphael. Firefighting. Piloting. That's going to be important when we kind of move sectors. No mining. This guy is mining too. We are going to want to do mining. And this guy can clean. Let's do Aiden, and we'll see if he survives. It's going to be a little dubious because we don't have everything closed off yet. So I'll hit play single speed. And we need to get, let's see, our corridor, what it looks like. Yeah, there's no... this is not livable yet. There's no oxygen anywhere. There's no... So our poor guy, new guy, he's going to die wherever he is if he hasn't already. Let's try and get some livability in this area. So there's a heater. And let's put a heater over here. A heater down here. And let's do oxygen too. It says there's a couple spacesuits and a space helmet somewhere in the wreckage. We can make one human colonist space ready. So we'll find those in a bit. Want to get oxygen going. Oxygen. Ooh, oh, this has needs to be refilled. So it's got a little working spot where that arrow is that has to be in an open space. I think the oxygen takes ice or water, which is scarce early on. So we'll put, yeah, 3 oxygen things down, 3 electric things down. Again, we're trying to make this area livable so that when people pop out of stasis, they've got a chance of surviving. So make all that high priority. We're going to need more power poles for sure for all this. So I'm going to try and get a couple more of those built. And I'm going to prioritize those as well. Boom, boom. That's going to be important. All right. This room, that door is not super important because they're going to, this is all hopefully going to be livable space. That wall is super important, as is this one. Doors being worked on. There's a little gun down there, a handgun. That'll come in handy. And I think I'm going to prioritize the charge station too, because our bots might at this point be moving pretty slow. Ooh, someone's sleeping in the bed. Nice. Oh, that's our new guy. He made it. Kind of made it. Aiden, he ran the gauntlet. Somehow he made it over here. Look at all these wounds he's got. Oh, man, that's embarrassing. From being in the cold, look at all these wounds. This poor guy is going to take forever to heal up. But he's on the mend. Man, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen someone with so much damage. Boy, that guy's a rock star. Rock star for making it. We're going to try and, like I said, try and make this area livable. I got to put heaters and oxygen in this corridor too, but I'm going to wait for some of the building to get caught up. Really need that charger. Probably should have built that earlier. I have a feeling people are moving slower because we don't have it. Here it goes. Boom, let's get that powered up. And I've only got one more connection left on this power pole. I'm going to put another one down. These floor connections are awesome. It's got 32 connections, but I can't make those myself yet, I don't think. Let's hook up our crafting station and get that repaired. We're off to a decent start. Okay, that door is ready. Let's get that closed. This isn't the most insulated because this corridor is right next to space, so I should probably double up these walls. We'll get to it. That'll provide a little bit of extra protection from the cold. How about over here? You guys building my heaters? They're top priority. Yeah, these guys are trying. Oh, there's one that's ready. Let's get this hooked up. And it'd be nice to get at least one oxygen thing going too. While we're in here, let's see. Is there anything else to repair? That needs to be repaired. All these ones complaining about electricity. We have doors, obviously, that need the electricity. But then these tiles are actually lights that can use electricity. I'm not as worried about those at the minute. Anything else to repair? That's tagged. Looks like we're good. One thing we can do for power is start making use of these solar panels, but I'm thinking we should move them. Maybe we can move them into here, this little area. Let's put a door in. I'm gonna yank out one of these walls. And I'm gonna slap a door right here to go outside. And then I think I'm gonna put some solar panels out here. Let's move these, and then we can get them hooked up. How do we want to do this? 2, 3, 4. Let's do one there. Where are the other ones? There's one here. Let's get that guy moved. These don't produce a ton of power, but it doesn't take any fuel. And let's explore. Let's do a little bit of exploring, then we'll call it an episode. See if there's anything we can scavenge. We'll obviously save all these materials in the ground, but I'm looking for things like beds, tables, crafting stations, batteries, anything that's like a building or a machine that we can kind of move and make use of. Not seeing much here. Do we have an oxygen thing yet? Not yet. Oh, there's an oxygen pump, but I don't have power nearby yet. Can this reach? Out of range. No, we gotta wait. Darn it. I really want to get the oxygen going. See, this guy's got a dead battery. Hopefully he'll be able to move at some point. Let's see. There he goes. Yeah, he can move. He needs to charge up. Go check that. Is that powered and ready? Yeah, they're using it. But their power's all been depleted. Probably should have built that a little sooner, but they'll get charged up here. Bunch of dead bodies. Again, I'm looking for stuff I can make use of. We need to build some storages so all these resources on the floor have a place to go. There's a battery there. Is that... That needs to be hooked up to power. Let's do it. Boom. And does it need to be repaired? No, that looks good. Although there's other stuff in here that needs to be repaired. Let's repair this area by the ship computer. Now this guy throws off a bunch of heat. So it's actually okay that this is open to outer space. It just means our humans can't go in there unless they're wearing spacesuits. Scrolling around looking for things. I'm probably going to miss something early on, but we'll eventually get the entire ship cleaned up. Ooh, there's another sleeping pod. Let's get that moved. That will be made use of right away. I'm going to pop it right there, and then once it's moved, we'll fix it. Here's Aiden. How you doing, buddy? Still pretty rough, although some of the injuries are now going into the mild state. So I think it goes from like severe to moderate to mild, and there's kind of a healing cycle for each stage of injury severeness. We've got droids we can make use of, or bots here that are broken down. We'll see if we can get them up and running. There's another solar panel. Let's move that one. Way out here. Just waiting on that door to get built. Okay, we've got power over here. Let's you can reach that, I hope. Yep. Let's get oxygen going in here and get heat. And we got an oxygen one over here. We'll get that guy going. Again, we're trying to make this area livable so people just don't instantly die when they come out of a deep freeze. Looking for things. Got a bunch of stuff to repair, that's for sure. Anything else up here? We've kind of been over here a little bit. There's something there. What is this? Disk module. This has to do with our ability to research and increases the amount of things that we can have researched at any given time. Let's move that for now. Let's move it near the ship computer. It may not stay there forever, but kind of is along the same line, same category as the ship computer. So I'm just gonna get that moved. Anything else up here? Oh, table and chairs. I think we can move these all at once. They need to be repaired too, obviously, but can I grab you? Oh, it's grabbing the rock. I can grab those guys all at once. Let's relocate all those guys into our living area. I still got to get these guys a bathroom. Kind of don't want to think about what they're doing right now without a bathroom. And let's get this chair moved. They'll give them a place to eat, and I think they're happier when they actually have a place to sit and eat. And happiness is definitely a thing with the colonists. The humans, the robots don't care. They are pretty tough and resilient. Oh, another one. Another disk module. Let's move that guy too. Anything else? Any power generators? Oh, it looks like we've got a thruster. So that will help. I want this near the computer. All right. Yeah, we're off to a pretty decent start here. Let's see what the atmosphere is like now in the area where the stasis arrays are. Oxygen. Oh, are we leaking? Oxygen's still super duper low. Um, the overlay's got there's a bunch of overlays here in the top right. So we've got oxygen levels and temperature, but then we've got like the air tightness. So this will tell us if stuff is leaking out. And it looks like we're okay. I'm okay if stuff leaks out into this corridor because we want oxygen and heat to go in there. So I'm not worried about that. I don't see anything kind of leaking into space, so that's a good sign. And then this one, top right, shows our insulation levels. How well insulated we are. This area, again, we're going to get rid of all that. That all looks like it's intact. So what's up with the oxygen? Maybe this guy just started working. Yeah, there it goes. Oxygen level 8.1%. The heater's just now getting built. Let's get that powered up. And that should warm up. Let's see how the rest of the area looks. Starting to get some oxygen here. We should be getting heat too. Yeah, the heat is good. Look at that, 70 degrees Fahrenheit for this area. So that is actually, that's not too bad. That's livable. It's still far from comfy in this area. I got one more oxygen guy that I need to hook up. Let's get that going. And we're going to use a lot of precious water to keep this area oxygenated. But I don't know a way around it if we want to keep these people alive. I mean, once we get a bunch of spacesuits and stuff, we can build those or manufacture those. We put a bunch of those in here, then every new colonist that comes out can slap on a spacesuit and they'll be fine. But I think we're a long ways from being able to do that. How about the hallway? This is the gauntlet of death, I'm sure. Look at the temperature. Oh, man. No oxygen's creeping through here either. Yeah, the oxygen level's low over here. I think the oxygen might catch up. So we'll let that do its thing. But we might want to throw at least one heater in here. Let's try it. Let's do one. We'll probably need more. I'll put it right next to this pylon. Our power pole. We'll get that high priority. And then I think that's a decent place to stop. Next episode, we need to continue on with the cleanup. And we need to start looking after more of our colonists' needs. We've got looks like 3 live humans walking around and a pet. But we need to get these guys a restroom. And then we need to eventually kick off research as well. And we're probably going to need to scale up power. We want to hook up get those solar panels hooked up. This is actually pretty cool too, this resource, but it takes a lot of electricity. But this kind of siphons the environment around it for resources. So you can harvest a lot of different materials, but it takes a ton of electricity. And the electricity we're generating now, we're doing it basically by burning steel plates, burning our ship up basically for energy. But, so yeah, improve these guys' conditions. Keep an eye on this. We want to connect the ship. So we still have one section to connect. And then, like I said, I'm probably going to just delete out this section, harvest it for resources, and harvest this little thing for resources too. But this ship has gone through a lot of destruction, apparently. The other thing we can do soon is see if we can get this thruster hooked up, repaired and hooked up. And then I think that's going to allow us to move within the local grid, within the local sector that we're in. It says a compact engine useful for avoiding asteroids can be used to travel small distances. And I think this wreckage here is close by. If we look at the map, this is one of the things I think that's changed. We saw the universe view when we started the game. These are all the regions in the universe. And then if we go in a level, top left, if I click where it says region, this is the region we're in. So within the region, there's a bunch of different sectors that we're going to explore. And then if we go into our current sector, that's us. And there's a derelict ship right nearby. So I think we can drive over to this once we get our thruster hooked up. We might try and do that next episode. And then there's probably a bunch of metal. There might be something else useful too that we can harvest. So we should order some repair or deconstruction tasks on damaged areas. Damaged objects have a cracked surface. The repair tool will mark damaged objects with a red color. And use the repair or deconstruction tools to do this efficiently. We've been kind of doing some repairs already. And this is our current little sector. We've got other places to go explore. It looks like a few moons, 4 moons, and a planet to go check out with some unknown points of interest. So yeah, but that's it for this episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Again, I want to thank Paradox Arc for sponsoring the first 3 episodes of this series. This is season 4 of Stardeus. Again, I'm playing the Hyperspace update. Big changes to how you do space travel in the game, plus some other changes. Highly recommend walking through. If you're new to the game, walking through the tutorials that are available off the main menu. Those are super duper helpful. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. There is a codex. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, there's a codex here, and this thing is filled with useful information, particularly this operations manual. Talks about all kinds of stuff, where to start, all about your colonists. They have mental breakdowns. You can read about that. You can transfer brains from dogs to humans, and then you can copy brains from robots to humans, that kind of thing. So you can learn all about that in this operations manual, or just watch this series. We're going to get to a whole bunch of this stuff, but there's a ton of information in this game to kind of help you along, find your way. But yeah, finally, with that, I'll catch you all in the next episode.